The topic 1, 2 questions. And the question were taken from the tutorial questions. The Sat B also 2 questions for the question 1 were also taken from the tutorial questions. Yeah. So basically you have 4 questions. 2 will be in the section A, set A, sorry, and then the 2 more questions, the other 2 questions, they are for the set B, which is the replacement paper midterm. I have already told you that if anyone of you couldn't make it for the main exam, which is on the 29th of February, please notify me. So far, I have students who will be taking replacement exam, cannot sit for the main exam. Please again notify me earlier so that I will give you all the information, the venue and the date. The thing that I would like to recap before we start the topic 2 today. First is that I just recap for whatever you have already learned for topic 1. The first actually is for the financial system. Financial system whereby we have 2 different financial systems, namely conventional and Islamic. And then your tutorial questions also have already discussed or is discussing about the reasons why there is a separations between the conventional and Islamic. And then you have the role of the financial market, yes, the role of the financial market. And then for the role of the financial market, I would say I will accept any relevant answer. So you don't have to worry, it's not only specified to specific answer. Don't worry because this is very subjective. If you have the question like justify, and then you have the question like elaborate, justify, discuss. These are all very subjective questions. So any relevant answers that will be acceptable. So don't worry. And then you know the financial markets in Malaysia. The 2 regulatory bodies, one is the Bank Negara, and another one is Securities Commission. And all these regulatory bodies, they are actually monitored, administered by the Ministry of Finance. And then you have also to get to know that Ministry of Finance cannot interfere or has a direct intervention into the financial market in most of the countries because that will be fatal. There's a conflict of interest. So can you imagine if they have a direct interference or direct responsibility towards a financial market, that will be jeopardizing the financial market integrity and effectiveness. And then you have already learned about the Bank Negara. The Bank Negara is handling the monetary policy while the Minister of Finance is handling the fiscal policy. Then you have to get to know what is fiscal policy, what does it mean by fiscal policy, and what does it mean by monetary policy. So for the monetary policy, I would say basically it involves the interest rate, the direction of the interest rate. And besides the Bank Negara also, they have already been mandated with 2 responsibilities. One is to maintain stability of the financial stability, and another mandate for the Bank Negara is to maintain monetary stability. For the financial stability, there are a lot of answers that is very general answers because the Bank Negara will change the direction for maintaining the financial policy, financial stability from time to time in accordance to the market. But meanwhile, when you are talking about the monetary stability, what the Bank Negara does or did was that they will have the directions of the interest rates, whether they want to reduce it, whether they want to increase that. So this one is handled by the MPC. Stability of the monetary policy is handled by the MPC, Monetary Policy Committee, and then another fiscal policy, financial stability is handled by the FMC. So you get to know this, right? So anyone who has the question, I hope that your tutors have already explained this well. FMC, MPC, FMC handles financial stability. MPC handles monetary stability. Each of them, they have a different roles and responsibility. And then you got also to know that each of these committee, they will actually have a meeting on frequent basis, on interval basis. So after they already get the meeting, they will definitely issue a statement. So you can take a look at their statement, whether it's coming from the MPC or FMC. So this one can be your answers. If let's say the question will be out in the final, in the midterm exam. And then also you have the code of conduct. When you are talking about the code of conduct, last week I've already touched the principles, but you have to got to know the objectives of having this code of conduct. This code of conduct, they are meant for two entities. One is for the customers, and one is for the bankers. For the bankers, that means they want to maintain the integrity and professionalism of the bankers. And then the code of conduct, also the market conduct, is for the protection of the customers. They want to protect the interests of the customers. These are all it is all kind of things, or these are all the things that you have already learned last week. Whether you realize it or not, I've already showed you. Then I've already showed the slides, and then I've already showed you the websites that where you can refer to. I hope that you can still remember, or at least you can recall the slides. Okay, we will continue with topic 2. This is also important for topic 2. You have 2 questions for the midterm exam from topic 2 again. Okay, for the topic 2 is with regards to the regulation and supervision of the financial institutions. I will be specifically concentrate on Malaysian case, in Malaysia. And again, I would like to kenapa itu? Tak dapat ke? Hold on. Yeah. Can. But this one can. Laser pointer sampai tak? Okay, before we begin, I would like to have a disclaimer again, since we are touching on the regulations and supervisory bodies of the financial institutions in Malaysia. All materials discussed in this topic are for educational purpose only, and opinions and points of view expressed in this presentation represent the view of me as the presenter and do not necessarily represent the official position or policies of the financial institutions in Malaysia. These are all for discussion. You can express your points of view, and this is for the informal and education purpose for you to get to learn the knowledge. And then, okay, let's see. A key objective for regulation and supervision of the financial system is to increase the effective functions of the system to maintain financial stability. And enhance its ability to absorb shocks. And then in a bracket, I've already highlighted in Malaysia the establishment of domestic systematically important banks. These are the banks which have already been established in the year 2020 when we were experiencing the COVID-19. The economy was locked down, the country also was locked down during that time. And the economy was also not in the good condition, and we actually almost had these financial shocks. So when you are talking about the financial shocks, the Bank Negara Malaysia, with the direction from the Minister of Finance, need to do something. So what to do? If we have the trouble in our financial and the economy. So the Bank Negara Malaysia, in terms of financial position, they have already established these DSIBs. What are these DSIBs is all about? And then what is all this DSIB is all about? What are the banks that have already been appointed or being selected to be in these DSIBs? Later we'll discuss on this. Absorb shocks. And then in your tutorial, those who are actually doing the Genting Hong Kong, right? The Genting Hong Kong, the loan actually was being granted by the gigantic banks, namely Maybank, CIMB, and also RHB. You see, when the Genting Hong Kong went into liquidation, you know that these 3 banks are actually having trouble by not getting their money. Did they able to absorb the shocks? when the Genting Hong Kong loan was not being paid, no repayment to these three banks. So how well they can absorb the shocks. That is for the Genting Hong Kong. It goes similar to this condition when we were having or experiencing COVID-19. So when the COVID-19 attacked, the situation of our economy, not only our economy, the rest of the world also, it was critical. Okay, some of them were almost in the very bad shape or in the very good, very bad shape, in a very worst condition. So how well we can absorb the shocks, okay, that will be depending on the situation, okay, on the banks that they have been selected by the Bank Negara Malaysia. So any disruption in the financial system can potentially have severe real, okay, economic effects as it happened. For example, during the Asian crisis in the second half of the 1990s and during the global financial crisis, GFCs in the year 2007 to 2009. Okay, so when you are talking about this, when we were actually being being hit by the Asian crisis, I was about to graduate in the second half year 1990s. So we didn't know what was the direction, how's the employment after we graduate. So luckily I was the scholar holder lah of RHB Bank, so I got the job, right? Okay, but my job started 1750 salary. Okay, so that's how it looked like during the Asian crisis. And the Asian crisis during this time, 1990s, we were actually being hit again by the loss of the Bank Negara for their forex. And then during this time also in the year 1998, tone M's during this Asian crisis, whereby the Asian currencies plunged into the worst conditions. So the tone M pegged our currency against the US dollar, okay, for 380. So you have the question in your tutorial. So this is something happened in our country with regards to the regulations, how the the Tun M or the Minister of Finance, he was the Minister of Finance last time, did that, how he actually think about how to regulate and how to come up with the framework to peg our currency against the dollar. And then global financial crisis, again 2007 to 2009. During this time I was having, I've already had 3 kids. So can you just imagine this global financial crisis? So having 3 kids, surviving, this was actually affected our employment, our salary, our bonus, and all these kind of things, especially when we were in the financial institutions. And then regulation and supervision of players in the financial system are also important due to the prevalence of asymmetric information. So when you're talking about the asymmetric information, last week we have already touched this one. There's a term when you're talking about when the banking institutions, they have a lot of information, when they have the information in hand, while the others like us, the households like us, individuals like us, the people like us, are actually having a lack of information, very minimal information. So this is why there is a regulation and supervision, because the government they don't want actually to for the people to being discriminated, to being treated unfairly. So that's why you have the regulations and legislations. So with all this, how to tackle asymmetric information, how to tackle the global financial crisis, how to peg our currency, how to tackle our currency's depreciation, how to tackle the Asian crisis, how to tackle the situation during COVID-19 or any other situations, how to tackle the economic downturn, how to tackle the inflation. These are all with regards to the regulations. If you have 1,001 missions and visions, to accomplish one particular objective, but without regulations and supervision, they are all useless. So that is really important. So this is just the preview. It's just the introduction, but I just need you to think of it. Rationale behind the financial markets regulations, they are rational. Some people say, laws are made to be broken. Who agree with this? If this question's out, law is made to be broken, then you have to support your reason lah. But not this case, not in our subject lah. Law is made to be broken, and then you have to support again whether you are agreeing with that statement or you are not. But without the regulation, things could get worse. You need to have regulation to be implemented, especially in your financial market and institutions. If not, people will do whatever they want to do, especially the bankers where they have already had all the information in hand. So first is the concern for the safety of the public's funds. When you are talking about the safety of the public funds, that will be the interest protection of their funds. Yeah, then you can see back in the year 2005, PIDM was established. During that time, you know already 2005, 2006, that were the years when the Bank Islam almost collapsed. Yeah, liquidation of the Bank Islam. It was not being committed by the Bank Islam head office. And again, you know that this case was actually committed by the Bank Islam, the anak one, in the Labuan offshore. Any shock, okay, any bad things that contributed or that being committed by your anak, okay, of course, it will reflect or has a chain effect to the parent. Okay, they have to bail out. Yeah, for this particular time, during that particular time, there was a bank panic whereby people would say, oh, the Bank Islam almost collapsed. Oh, habislah. Yeah, how about our funds? How about our money? Not protected at all. So will the Bank Islam use our money and we cannot withdraw? If I have 200,000 or 1 million, therefore I cannot withdraw. A bank's panic. So without further ado, at that point of time, most people withdrew their money from that particular bank. Okay, it was not favorable. So from that moment, the Bank Negara has already created this PIDM. Of course, with the direction of the government of Malaysia, again, to protect the public's funds. So the protection for the banks, 250,000 per account per member. If let's say you have 200,000 in public Islamic, you have 200,000 in public Islamic, your coverage will be 400,000. It's not only covering your money or deposit money in the financial institutions, but PIDM also covered your money if you have already contributed premiums in the insurance or takaful. Insurance or takaful, both of them. For the insurance or takaful, the coverage will be much more higher, 500,000 per member account, per account. Per member account, that means if you have in Manulife, if you have in the Prudential, both of them will be covered. Yeah, per account, per member account. That is member account. And then per your account. So how many accounts that you have? If let's say in Prudential, you have 2 insurance accounts, for example, like for education, for the health, for the life, that 3 accounts, for example, they will be protected 500,000 each. Yeah, so that is it. To promote public confidence in the system. You know, when you are talking about the public confidence in the system, in the tutorial, there is a question asking you why you need to have a split registration. Is actually one of the points is to promote public confidence in the system. Yeah, we want to create. Okay, we want to invite all those all those people who had the rich, cash rich. Okay, cash rich people. We want to invite the people who have the access money. To put or deposit their money into our economic system. Yeah, especially the cash-rich people. When you're talking about cash-rich people, cash-rich countries like the Middle East countries, all the Arab countries lah. Yeah, we want to have that inflow of funds into our economy. The more inflow of funds coming for economy, the more things that we can do. Yeah, we can boost the economy. We can utilize and make use of these funds. If not, without the regulation, the split regulations for the conventional and Islamic, you can never emphasize or you can never attract these cash-rich people, especially the Muslims people. Yeah, especially when these people are from the cash-rich countries. Their countries are well known for for their luxurious style, for their lifestyle, for their health, for the wealth. Yeah, if not, these Arab people, I don't know what to do with the money. Okay, they will use their money, utilize their money to buy tiger lah, lion lah as pets. Okay, and then shower their spouse with diamonds, with I don't know, paint their cars with gold. Okay, nothing to don't know what to do with the money. What to do with money? If you have already been in Dubai, you'll be surprised, and you cannot cope with their lifestyle. You cannot cope. Okay, yeah, it's a very, transit for okay lah. Transit for a few hours in Dubai also is just like, if you want to go to the UK, you transit in Dubai kan, using the Emirates. Okay, you take Emirates and then transit in Dubai for a few hours, and then jalan-jalan-jalan. You can see their lifestyle. You'll be scared already, you know. They are bringing sometimes their pets in their cars, jalan-jalan town, you know. You will just like, oh, okay. Not only that, if their cars broke down in the middle of the road, they just left it. They don't bother to take it, they don't bother to repair it. That's why the luxurious cars, you can find the luxurious cars, so many of them, they broke down in the police station, for example, or in the, in the workshops. And they didn't bother to take. They will just buy another car. Seriously, seriously. That's the case of my friend who has already been working there for quite a long time. That is their lifestyle. So people will look at you based on based on your lifestyle. So to promote confidence, this is again back to these financial regulations to promote public confidence. Yeah, you have the confidence, especially when you are having a split legislations or split regulations. So you have the confidence. Yeah, so the Muslims people, you have the confidence. Oh, okay, this country, Malaysia, they have the Islamic banking, whereby the Islamic banking having their separate legislations. Yeah, distinguished legislations. So I'm more confident to put my money because at least I know my money will be utilized in the Sharia way, in the Sharia compliance way. And not only attracting the Muslim people, but attracting the non-Muslim people, whereby the non-Muslim who are seeking for more transparent instruments, more ethical instruments. So these are the reasons why we need financial markets regulations. Now the third, to ensure equal opportunities and fairness in the public's access to financial services. Of course, there will be a little bit special treatment for the VVIPs, no doubt. In this particular world, you're talking about the VVIPs. Of course, you need to have this special treatment for them. In the banks also, you will find the premium banking. Yeah, premium banking. We have the section, premium banking section. This is to treat the special customers, VVIPs customers, of course. But generally, I would say this treatment for all the financial market customers, they are all being treated fairly, equally in general. Whatever being offered to this party definitely will be offered to the next party. But terms and conditions would be different. Yeah, that is why you have the regulations. Terms and conditions, they are parts of the regulations. Now, to prevent excessive money creation and hence excessive inflation. During this time, this one excessive money creation, I don't know. Maybe we have already experienced it during the the invasion of the Japan into our country. The pokok pisang the daun pokok pisang, they just produce the daun pokok pisang money, without thinking the consequences of that. My father still kept the daun pokok pisang punya money from the Japan itu kan. Tak ada nilai pun, tak ada value pun ada daun pokok pisang. Now got value lah. If I sell of course definitely people want to buy lah. Okay, who wants? I got a lot cannot lah. That's the asset from of my father. So excessive inflation. But now you are talking about you are having quite a high inflation. Not to say quite inflation, but people will say high inflation rate in Malaysia. So how do you tackle this one? How do you tackle the inflation in Malaysia now? Of course, you had the regulation. So when you had the regulation, what is the direction of the MPC? Macam mana MPC buat sekarang? Your inflation is high. How to control the inflation? How to minimize the inflation? Then there is a regulation by the Bank Negara. What is actually that regulation? That regulation, the direction is coming from the Bank Negara, the MPC. What did the MPC say about this one? You go and read the statement of the MPC. The direction of the interest rate, which is the OPR. So you have to get to know the OPR for the time being. OPR, overnight policy rates. That is the benchmark for the indicator for the indicator for the monetary policy. indicator for the monetary policy. For the time being, you got to know that. Because there is a reflection of the increase or decrease of the OPRs towards the inflation. Not only towards the inflation, but towards your savings and also your loan. I repeat it again. Okay. When people increase or decrease the OPR, okay, later you will have this in the money market. But what's that? Someone, okay, please turn off your mic. I would like to have you to have this question. Okay, if let's say the MPC increase or decrease the OPR, what happened, to your savings? What happened to your loan? What happened to your savings? What happened to your loan? And how this OPR, if there is increase of OPR, how it can control or minimize the inflation. And you know the money market question will be out in the final exam. Question B. Section B, question 2 and 3. So, what? Repeat banyak kali dah. Okay, video got this one, recording. Okay. Now take a look at this one. To aid disadvantage of economic sectors, we don't want to have a disadvantage abandoning economic sectors. Of course, okay, now you know that Malaysia always concentrating on certain sectors without realizing they are abandoning the other sectors. Yeah, you never know. This sector could be the sector that you can develop. We have already long time abandoned agriculture. While concentrating on the ICT lah, digital lah, medical health lah, medical equipments lah, all these kind of things, without realizing the potential of agriculture sector. You get to know, okay, the bonds market, especially the bonds market. Of course, I know. Malaysia is the champion for bonds, Islamic bonds. Malaysia is the champion for the suku, all the champion lah, major suku players. Do you know Indonesia and South Africa and the African countries, they are catching up with us and they are offering these Islamic bonds based on the agriculture. They are developing their agriculture sector by having this huge amount of bonds to be issued and then to be offered to the people, whereby we have already been long enough abandoning our agriculture, especially in the bonds market. We are only concentrating on the development. Okay, more on the industrial development. We are more on the industrial. So we don't want to have disadvantage of economic sectors. Well, for the time being, these economic sectors, we have already created certain banks, development financial institutions, whereby we have the Exim Bank lah, we have the Agro Bank lah. That one is for agriculture. SME banks, small and medium enterprise banks. And then somehow we have the BSN, Bank Rakyat. That is more on they are more on the public sectors, government sectors. Public sectors, and then we have Afin Bank. Last time it was known as Perwira Afin Bank. That was actually for retirees, army retirees. Disadvantage sectors. The last would be to ensure the importance of financial services are provided reliably at a reasonable cost. So I would say for our case, all the information you can retrieve easily at your own convenience. No cost at all. You can just click whatever things that you want to look and see and make a comparison by having the product disclosure sheet. The product disclosure sheet is very crucial, is very important for you to compare one product with another particular product. If let's say you want to apply for a loan, personal loan, and then you select one particular bank, public bank lah, or you actually comfortable with the Islamic bank, public Islamic bank. So you want to compare with other banks, CIMB Islamic, Standard Chartered Sadiq, RHB Islamic. So you go to the product disclosure sheet, so read the clause, the terms and conditions. So what are the banks, or which is the bank that is offering you the best? Your concern is not only benefit that you are getting, but also the sales, the service of the sales. Okay, reasonable cost. And you can always go to the bank and then call the customer service to get all the information. And you can go to the bank and then get the personnel of the banks to explain to you about that particular product. So these are all about the regulations. Now, let's say about the financial system and its legislations. Banking system in Malaysia, an overview. This is just a repetition. I would like to reiterate again. This is just repetition. Malaysia operates a dual banking system, namely conventional banking system, which is operating in tandem with an Islamic banking system. So simply said, conventional, they are actually following secular man-made laws, while the Islamic banking or the Islamic institutions or Islamic finance, they are actually following two laws. One is secular man-made laws, but on the top of that particular law, they have to follow God's law. God's law means the Sharia laws. When you're talking about the Sharia laws, that is actually Islamic laws. That is a divine laws. That cannot be changed. Man-made laws can be changed, can be altered. Divine laws cannot be altered. That is the God's law. So Bank Negara is actually being entrusted as the regulatory authority, which is responsible for all the policies that affect the country's money supply and credit, supervises and regulates the financial institutions, both conventional and Islamic. If you got to know, Ministry of Finance, they cannot regulate. Bank Negara, they regulate, they establish, they execute, they regulate. Ministry of Finance, they only supervise, monitor. And then they will actually have their words or two for the Bank Negara to look into with their own direction with regards to the economy. Okay, if let's say the government wants to do something with the fiscal policy or the economy, they have to advise the Bank Negara to look into the monetary policy, whether it suits the economic policy or fiscal policy. So this is more on the economic side. It is all the part of the regulations. Proudly, our country regulatory supervisory authorities have been praised by many with their successful experience in developing separate legislations and jurisdictions for both financial systems separately, making Malaysia as the leading international Islamic financial hub in the world and the biggest market player in the Islamic capital market for bonds and equities. You are going to learn about the bonds and equities, especially for Islamic one, by hook or by crook. It's not because of the Islamic finance. It's not because you are learning Islamic finance. No. Because our bonds and equities in Malaysia, they are 80% dominated by the Islamic. Whether you like it or not, you can learn it. So this is it. Malaysian dual financial system. On the top, you have the constituents of Malaysian financial system. The left one is for conventional and the right one is dedicated for the Islamic. So mean that conventional banking, you have the Islamic banking, you have the insurance, you have the takaful, you have the money market, Islamic money market, you have the capital market, you have the Islamic capital market. Okay, and then in the green color, you have the primary sources of legal governance. Primary sources of legal governance, meaning that for this particular banks, conventional and Islamic, they have one primary source. They have one primary source. Primary sources ini, the Islamic and conventional. For the conventional, their primary source for them to operate for all their instruments, that is actually being known as Financial Services Act 2013. Meanwhile, the Islamic banks, their primary source is Islamic Financial Services Act. To make it clear to you, in Islam, our primary sources, primary, not secondary, our primary sources in Islam, we got two, Quran and Hadith, right? If you got to know, Hadith, it means the words from the Prophet. So in Islam, we have two primary sources. One is Quran Another one is the sunnah or hadith. That is the words, okay, from the Prophet. Yeah, to illustrate this one. So go back to this. When you are talking about the conventional, for the conventional banks, their primary source is FSA, and for the Islamic, their primary source is IFSA 2013. Okay, they only got one primary source. I'm talking about primary. The secondary sources ada banyak. Okay, but this is the primary. Okay, whatever it is, I'm not expecting you to look in depth of this IFSA and the FSA, but you can take a look. They consist of 180 over pages. I'm not expecting you to memorize all the pages, and you are not lawyers. Okay, but there are certain things in the FSA and FSA I need you to look later when you are learning about the corporate governance. And there are certain clauses or there are certain sections that you need to look into. Okay, I will definitely direct you to which section. Okay, and the main regulatory authorities in Malaysia, main financial regulatory authorities, I'm talking about main, not sub, main regulatory authorities being the Bank Negara, namely Bank Negara and Securities Commission. Okay, here I don't want to repeat because this has already been answered by your colleagues. This is also being questioned to you in the topic 1 of your tutorial, whereby why our country or why our government has that split legislations. One is because that's initiated by the government long time ago, back in the era or the millennial years of 2000 or 1990s, whereby our government's mission is to make Malaysia as the champion in the Islamic banking and finance, being the financial hub, Islamic financial hub. That is the first, whereby we need to have a split legislations. Yeah, the main reason, the government's decisions, the government's missions to make Malaysia as the hub for Islamic banking and finance. That's the first mission. That mission has already been highlighted in the 10-year master plan and 10-year financial blueprint. Okay, so master plan ni yang first ini 21-2020, this already being highlighted. Okay, the direction for the Islamic one. And then financial sector blueprint, the second, is also the development, how to enhance our Islamic banking and finance by having a concrete legislations and complex legislations, not only for conventional but also for the Islamic. The second reason why you need to have a split legislation, we want to have a conducive environment for the inflow of funds into your economy and into your market. So that is actually for the second paragraph. We want to create a creative and conducive environment to get funding or to invite inflow of funds from the people, from the customers into the economy. So here, to create volume. So the more money into your country, the more money into your economy, the best that you can achieve. So that is the second. The third reason why you need to have a split legislation for Malaysian financial system, being having a conventional and Islamic, because the Islamic and conventional, the instruments are different. They have distinguished features. They have distinguished characteristics. They are different features and they are following different laws. Macam mana you nak ambil satu? Cannot be, impossible for you to have a one legislation. These two people, these two things, these two systems cannot be under one roof. When I first joined the bank back in the year 1990s, during that time we don't have the Islamic banks, we don't have the Islamic complex Islamic regulations. We didn't have that at the point of time because the Islamic was actually operating under the roof of conventional. But after that, in the year 2000 and to the present, we have already had the splits of the regulations. It's because we have already realized that these two features, instruments, have the different characteristics, different features, and are following different laws. So this has always been suggested by the people, most of the people around the world. People were always condemning us during that time. Malaysia ni pandai cakap saja. Malaysia ni kan always proud of themselves, being the leader of Islamic finance lah, konon lah. But you see, their legislation also has not been split. How come they said that people were condemning Malaysia like this one? How come they were actually being proud of themselves? Malaysia always been proud of themselves, having this one for Islamic developing the Islamic. You see, their legislation is also was still under conventional. So when you hear that, your telinga also merah, you cannot tahan with the criticisms. That's why we have already split. And this one, who are championing the development or the splits of the legislations? Who is championing, or who are the champions of having this kind to be implemented in the country? It was the initiation by the Tun Ems at that point of time with the mastermind of the Bank Negara lah. Tan Sri Zeti Akhtar, the governor of the Bank Negara, Tan Sri Zeti Akhtar. And you look into the Tan Sri Zeti Akhtar punya profile, this is just something for you to look into, ponderkan who is Tan Sri Zeti Akhtar. She is not somebody. And then you look at the history of the father. Who is her father? It's not like he is a great lady lah. He is a iron lady. And then now the governor of Malaysia, Bank Negara also, you don't know who. Who is the Bank Negara punya governor now? Last time Tan Sri, when you're talking about Tan Sri Zeti Akhtar, I know. She is very famous. The first lady, governor of Bank Negara is a lady. She was being entrusted by Tun Ems to being responsible for the central bank. And then during her time, the Bank Negara prospered. Now Bank Negara pun tak tahu apa dia buat. This is just for a discussion, not political, got nothing to do with the official position. This is just my points of view, opinions. Now, you talk about the regulatory and supervisory framework for financial institutions. You have the regulatory and supervisory framework. When you're talking about regulatory and supervisory institutions, or bodies, in Malaysia, you have regulatory and supervisory bodies, meaning that you are having Bank Negara, you are having Securities Commission, right? You are having Bursa. Bursa ini sub lah, secondary body. And then you have any other regulatory bodies, general insurance lah, for example. But for the Bank Negara, the main major regulatory body that we have in the country, of course, these major regulatory bodies, they have to have their regulatory and supervisory framework. Mestilah kalau I nak jadi supervisor, I mesti ada framework. If not, I will not be able to conduct my roles. If I'm the Bank Negara, I cannot simply do the things without the framework. So that's why, as a regulatory and supervisory institution or regulatory and supervisory authority, I, the Bank Negara, needs to have my framework. So I, as the regulatory and supervisory for my financial institutions, when you are looking at me, you are all my financial institutions. I am the Bank Negara. I am your regulatory and supervisory body. Of course, I need to have my framework. What is the framework? FSA and IFSA. These primary frameworks, one is for conventional and one for Islamic. This is in the year 2013, replacing all the acts that we had previously. Banking Financial Act 1989, Insurance Act 1996, Payment System Act 2003 and Exchange Control Act 1953. Ini semua sudah vanish. And then being replaced by FSA and FSA. So these two are actually taking over, taking over all the acts that we had previously. And FSA and FSA is the culmination of the efforts to modernize in laws that govern the conduct and supervision of the financial institutions in Malaysia to ensure that these laws continue to be relevant and effective to maintain financial stability, support inclusive growth in the financial system and in the economy, as well as to provide adequate protection for customers. Talking about the second paragraph is like this one. The reason why FSA and FSA, replacing all the acts that we had previously, is because to cater the requirements of modernization of the financial markets and institutions. Dah era modern kan, takkanlah you nak depend on this the acts that you had in place before 1989 lah, 1953 some more. Exchange Control Act, ini zaman bila dah, before independence some more. Insurance Act 1996, long time ago. In the era of modernization 2000, 10 and above towards the to the current, to the date. Okay, we need to have a very modern framework. So how to do? Okay, we create FSA and the FSA. So of course to serve the objectives. Okay, what is the objective? It's to maintain financial stability, support inclusive growth of the financial system and economy, as well as provide adequate protection for the customers. These are their objectives. Yeah, in the era of modernization, where you have a complex and dynamic financial markets and systems, okay, and institutions, you have the e-banking lah, digital banking lah, e-wallets lah, all lah. Yeah, in fact, the Korean people also are not like us. They are still having the savings account, the book, the savings book. My friend came here from Korea. Why you all all touch ya? And transfer, no physical money. Yeah, no physical money. Okay, so all digital EE. Yeah, you don't have the savings book. No. Oh, your IC can touch also. Yeah. So easy, convenience. But it comes with the cons also lah. If let's say the internet service being disrupted, and how? Tak payah makan lah, tak payah transfer lah, everything tak payah lah, broke down. Okay. So this is it. Ada pros and the cons lah. Okay, the QR code lah, whatever. Okay, the laws. Okay, now talking about the third paragraph. The laws, the FSA and the FSA provide the Bank Negara with the necessary regulatory and supervisory overnight powers to fulfill its broad mandate within a complex and interconnected environment, given the regional and international nature of financial developments. This includes an increase and focused preemptive measures to address issues of concern with the financial institutions that may affect the interests of depositors and policyholders, and effect and efficient functioning of financial market intermediations. So these are all the roles of the Bank Negara. But before the Bank Negara can take these roles, there is a power that boosts the Bank Negara. That gives the Bank Negara the power to take all these roles. What is the power? What is the law? To give power to the Bank Negara to fulfill their responsibility as the regulatory and supervisory authority. The power or the laws is FSA and FSA. If I'm the Bank Negara, I have my roles and responsibility to be conducted. So the roles are inilah, fulfill broad mandate lah, blah 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 until the end. Okay, but without IFSA and FSA, I got no power. It must be something, the law. The law has been created to legalize me, to make me as the supervisory and regulatory body. There must be something to validate, to legalize me to conduct my roles and responsibility, FSA and FSA. Without FSA and FSA, I'm just like a puppet. I'm just like the bonica. No power. No power. Fine. Okay, the red one is the conventional, the yellow one is the Islamic. Basically, this is for the act to provide the regulation and supervision of the financial institutions, payment system, other relevant entities, and the oversight of the money market and forex market to promote financial stability and for related consequential or incidental matters. Don't worry, about this one is just for your purview, for your market knowledge. One is red color. Red color on. Okay, Chinese New Year is coming. Our bonus has already been released. Angpao, week 11 Hari Raya, come to my house. Just nearby. Puncak Sarjana near Mutiara Heights. 15 minutes lah using the highway. Okay, a neighbor to the Sarjana Impian. Boleh. Okay, week 11 Hari Raya. So another 1 week holiday. Okay, I'm taking 1 week holiday. This time around, I'm not taking a holiday lah for Hari Raya. Yeah. Okay, these two FSA and IFSA. Yeah, talking about the bonus, just notes. Oops. Keep my mouth shut.
How many months?
Sekian. It's been days and it's for 4 years. But I'm still here being patient with you. What to do? That's why lah, you see. There are reasons why you all being abandoned. There is a reason why you all being abandoned. With the exception of Miss Sally lah, I really take care of you. You never take care of me, one. Okay, you take care of me kan by having a good results lah. I got allowance from my husband. More than the bonus. 3 times the bonus some more. Yeah. So don't care. 3 times the bonus every month. Okay, tak apa. One to say. Okay. Regulatory development. You have already talked about regulatory bodies. You have already talked about your regulatory bodies punya framework. Now, when you're talking about your framework, there should be a regulatory development in the bank's regulations. Yeah, there should be a development. There should be enhancement. Okay, so when you're talking about this one, Bank Negara is currently trying to broaden and deepen their financial markets by developing their forex futures market in the country. And the objectives are to further facilitate foreign exchange risk management, promote settlement of the trade investment in the ringgit, and enhance the depth and liquidity of onshore financial markets. Yeah, let me finish this one. Bank Negara also seeks to promote financial inclusion, which is the provision of suitable, affordable, and quality financial services to all segments of the society, which in turn contributes to the sustainable economic growth and development. Bank Negara continues to be a strong advocate of inclusive financial development by collaborating with the Asian countries. And then we have the virtual banking licenses issued and announced by the Bank Negara. Talking about this one, let me introduce you to the framework. Bank Negara financial inclusion. See, Financial Inclusion Framework 2023-2026. Don't play. Like Puan Cukan, don't play. What is the financial inclusion of the policy of the Bank Negara? Okay, so all about financial inclusion. And then Bank Negara Malaysia. Okay, virtual banks. Digital banks. Okay. Announce 5 digital banking license. Okay, 5 successful applicants for digital banking license. Who are they? Ada sini. Who are they? Ni. Ada. And then you can take a look at this one. The star pun boleh. The star dapat ke? So all the articles, virtual. Okay, talking about the virtual banks, digital banks. Okay, here. Okay, there are lots of articles that you can retrieve from the Bank Negara. What are the characteristic assessment criteria in order for you to offer your virtual banking to the people, the public? I don't know lah. Later kan, what happened to the Malaysian banking system? All digital one. Regulatory framework for digital banks. They are updating. Okay, keep on updating has been extended during COVID-19 and all these kind of things. Digital bank, there is dedicated email. If you have problem, send your feedback here. Okay, so everything. Okay, anticipated in the virtual banking. What will Malaysia's first digital bank offer? Apa dia offer? You pun tak tahu apa dia offer. I also don't know what they offer. Of course digital bank kan, what are actually they are offering, their instruments, what they are offering. Okay, this is something which is new to you. Later if you embark into the financial industries after you graduate, this one especially the BFT students, this is the thing that you need to know. Okay, at least you get to know, you chong sikit lah a little bit during the interview. I know about digital banking lah, virtual banking lah. Okay, the Bank Negara has already set up the framework. Okay. I employ you. Okay, market yourself. Okay, even if you don't know, you pretend to know lah at least. Pretend to know. But at least with the supporting points, just to market yourself. Just to market yourself as compared to the others. You want to be, you know lah what I mean. Okay, I don't want to touch on the financial sector blueprint. This is already past, because the thing that we are having now is this. 2022-2026 is no longer 10 years but 5 years plan. Talking about this one, okay, let me go to the Bank Negara financial, okay, funding. Okay, take a look at this, take a look at this blueprint. Okay, sign out. So take a look at this blueprint. Okay, this is the no. This is the ni lah the statement. Okay, ni. Don't worry. Okay, now you have already had this blueprint, financial sector blueprint. The introduction by the Minister of Finance that during this time, that time was this one, Tengku Zafrul, and is the governor, the second lady governor of the Bank Negara. Now she is no longer the governor of the Bank Negara. Now is a man. Okay, these are all the references whereby this is the first 10-year master plan, financial sector master plan. Okay, just like what I've already told you, 10 years the direction of the Malaysian during this time. This one is more on the initiation. Initiation. This one is more on the developing. The third one, the third financial plan, which is the financial sector blueprint, the current one, this is more on the enhancement. Okay, enhancement. It's no longer developing, it's no longer initiation, but enhancement. Enhancement. And then you can have the video and the graphics. Okay, I love to see, not I love him. I love to see. Okay, not I love him. I love to see. Okay, or listen to his statement. And this one, that is for you, students. Okay, just play the video, then you know what it's all about. The desired outcomes, the trust and everything. I'm not expecting you to hafal semua and then it's just for you to look. Okay, it's just for you to look. Okay, fine. Yes. Banyak cakap betul lah diorang ni. Always in my class talking only. Okay. Regulatory authorities for financial institutions. These are the regulatory authorities. In Malaysia, the role of the central bank has been entrusted to by the Bank Negara Malaysia to play the role of supervisor of the Malaysian banking and financial institutions, the Bank Negara Malaysia. Other major roles of the Bank Negara is prudent conduct monetary policy and is responsible for bringing about financial system stability and fostering a sound and progressive financial sector. Okay, this is the role of the Bank Negara. And if you look at the Bank Negara, okay, this is the most important one. Not the Bank Negara blueprint, Bank Negara Malaysia. Okay, see this one. Now, let's take a look at this. Listen carefully. The others, you are interrupting the others. If you want, then go to the pasar. Bank negara, okay, if you look at this one, promote mandated with this, promoting monetary stability, promoting financial stability. Okay. Scroll down this one for my tutorial, I've already highlighted. For those who are not coming from my tutorial, let's take a look at this. Financial stability, monetary stability. I'm advising you to look into this. Okay. What is financial stability? Okay. One of the questions in your tutorials, yeah, you have that, right? How the bank negara regulate the financial stability, right? The importance of the financial stability. For the current, they have already had highlighted these objectives and the importance, how the bank negara regulate. These objectives and how the bank negara regulate, yeah, the statements from the bank negara always change from time to time because it's always depending on the, it's always depending on the, how to move this one, it's always depending on how to move this one, okay, how to click the another one, okay, how to click the another tab, cannot, okay, how to, never mind. Why? Why is that? Why I cannot move this one? Tak boleh panggil bawah ke? What? What we this one? This one? Is it? Minimize the Google Chrome. This one. Click the one. Okay. Alright. Thank you. Too already to know all these IT things, Okay, talking about this one. Where did I stop just now, okay. Where did I stop just now, Apa nak cakap tadi, Oh, yeah. Financial stability, your FMC, BNM. Financial Market Committee. This committee is actually to maintain financial stability. The Bank Negara has this committee to maintain financial stability. The mandate of the FMC, okay, you can take this, okay, whatever regulates, how they regulates, okay, and they have their committee members, okay, and then they have their statements. Where is okay? They have their statements, okay, and then okay, never mind, okay, never mind. This is just for you, okay, whatever it is, then you can just look into financial market stability. Okay, but when you are talking about the MPC, MPC Bank Negara, monetary policy Bank Negara, these are the people, the members, and then their statement, MPC. Here, policy statement. Hold on. Monetary stability. Monetary stability. This is the Monetary Policy Committee. Monetary policy. And then FAQ. And then their statements. These are questions. Please take a look at monetary policy FAQs. Take a look at them. These are their statement. You see all this committee, they will have their frequent meeting on an interval basis. After they had a meeting, they will issue a statement. On quarterly basis ke, on a monthly basis ke, depends on how frequent they are having their meeting. But usually their meeting is already being fixed, quarterly basis. Not monthly basis. So you have all this, MPC. Look at the statement. But when you are talking about the monetary policy, BNM influence the domestic interest rates via the policy interest rates, the overnight policy rate. The MPC of the bank decides whether OPR is at the appropriate level or not. These are all the things that I want to show you for the time being, so that you will not be lost. You will not be lost when I explain things in the money market. For the time being, they're just being familiarized with this monetary stability first I'm not concentrating on the financial stability because financial stability, the directions of the Bank Negara always change from time to time. Okay, from time to time always change. So my financial stability, they are very subjective. For whatever answers that you have, I can accept. So based on the current economic condition, of course, the Bank Negara statement, okay, will definitely change according to the current market. But monetary stability ini satu saja, the directions of the OPR, the interest rate, naik atau turun. Okay, okay, every time, okay, when they want to maintain, they also announce it. When they want to naik or increase the OPR rates, they also need to announce it. When they want to decrease, they also need to announce it. Okay, here is the monetary stability of the Bank Negara. Oh, okay, talking about this, let's go back to this financial stability. Tak payah lah, okay? Okay, hold on. Okay, so when talking about this one, go back. Okay, here. Okay, monetary financial stability. And then here is the Bank Negara market conduct, which I've already told you just now. For the market conduct, one is for the purpose of the bankers. You want to foster high standard of the professional conduct among the bankers. And then you also want to ensure your customers are being treated fairly. These are the two things why the Bank Negara had their BCC. Code of Conduct, Market Code of Conduct, MCC, Bank Negara MCC, Market of Conduct. One is to having their professionals or the bankers with the high standards of professionalism and to ensure their customers are being treated fairly. That's why the Bank Negara had that Market of Conduct. Code of Conduct, macam you ada Code of Conduct, dress code like that. Financial stability, this is very general, very subjective. Monetary policy, stability, monetary. Okay, please be careful with this one. Because this one is the money market, in the forex market later, in the equity market, okay, in the bonds market. This one I'll be testing you. Okay? Okay, for the time being, just familiarize with that. Okay. Okay. Now talking about this, Bank Negara plays, okay, of course the Bank Negara is the primary regulatory body for financial institutions, not only for banks, insurance and reinsurance, takaful and retakaful are also governed under Bank Negara Malaysia. So Bank Negara are not only governing the financial institutions or the banks as per se, but they are also governing the insurance, reinsurance, takaful and retakaful. Okay. They play a significant role in development, including the development of financial system infrastructure, with major emphasis placing on the building nation's efficient and secure payment system, as well as the necessary institutions, including Securities Commission, KLSE, or the Bursa Malaysia, and Credit Guarantee Corporation. So these are all the secondary authorities, the regulatory authorities. The primary SC, BNM, but the other authorities, I would say secondary regulatory authorities, they come, Bursa Malaysia, Credit Guarantee, LOFSA and all. Not only that, Bank Negara is also actively promotes financial inclusion, which has led to improved access financial services for all economic sectors and segments of the society, therefore supporting balanced economic growth. This is more on the maintaining the economic and financial stability. Not only here, we can see Bank Negara acts as a banker and advisor to the governments, playing an active role in advising on macroeconomic policy and managing the public debt. It is also the sole authority in issuing currency as well as managing the country's international reserve. Talking about the Bank Negara, the Bank Negara acts as a banker and advisor to the governments. Even though Bank Negara Malaysia is under the purview of the Ministry of Finance, but they act as the government's banker and advisor. If let's say the government wants to issue their instruments, for example T-bills, government securities, government bonds, they had to go to the Bank Negara to issue all these instruments. Government cannot just simply issue the instruments. They have to ask the Bank Negara as their banker. And the Bank Negara also will be the government's advisor in all the financial matters. Even though the government got the Minister of Finance, but everything must got the consent from the Bank Negara, or I would say from the governor of the Bank Negara. Bank Negara must be made known, okay, on any other things, okay, especially with regards to the financial matters, okay, that relates to the governments and the financial institutions. Lead bank regulators, these are the three lead bank regulators: Bank Negara, MOF, SC. Okay, Bank Negara will be under FSA, and also not to forget Central Bank Act CBA 209. So the Bank Negara will issue various guidelines relating to prudential matters applicable to the banking institutions. Meanwhile, the MOF plays an active role in regulating in the regulations of the banks and Islamic banks, and is approving authority for applications for the banking licenses with the power to impose conditions on such licenses. It is also powers to revoke license and to direct investigation in prescribed circumstances. So all the banks in Malaysia, if they want to operate themselves and offer banking services to the customers, they had to have the license being granted by the Minister of Finance, meaning that all the banks in Malaysia, they have already got the license from MOF. Without the license from the MOF, you are not a bank. You can only be a bank offering research and everything, but you cannot offer your banking instruments and services to our customers, to the people. Yeah, if you want to become a bank and offer your bank's instruments, you got to have the license by, okay, from, not by, from MOF. Without the license, you cannot offer your bank's instruments and services to the people. Yeah, so MOF, they approve the license. Okay, SC, okay, SC was self-funded, 1993, okay, established, quite new. Okay, and then they actually regulate the Bursa Malaysia as the clearing houses, and then they are under Capital Markets, okay, Act, okay, 207. SC reports to MOF, and their accounts are tabled in Parliament annually. So this is just an introduction, okay, a simple introduction. Yeah, SC. Now, other regulatory authorities, SAC, BNM, but I would say not to forget SAC, SC. Yeah, we have, okay, for the Bank Negara Malaysia, for the Islamic matters, okay, they have this SAC, BNM. Okay. For the SC, Islamic matters, that will be in the hand of SAC, SC. Sharia Advisory Council, Bank Negara, Sharia Advisory Council of Securities Commission. Sharia Advisory Council, Securities Commission. Okay, see here. Nanti I tunjuk you. SAC, BNM. Here. SAC, okay, they also had their statements, resolutions. Okay, SAC, BNM. Okay, and then you have SAC, SC. My lecturer. Tiga ini my lecturer. Very soft spoken, very strict. I don't like him. Very strict one. Okay, luckily he is not my supervisor. This one. Okay, my lecturer also. Okay, this one. I like this one is my lecturer. Okay, this one my lecturer. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, so you have the SAC, Bank Negara, SAC, SC to handle all matters regard to the Islamic one. Islamic instruments, Islamic resolutions, Islamic banks, okay, Islamic banking, finance, Islamic securities, Islamic capital market are all in the hand of SAC, either SACSC or SAC Bank Negara. Okay, all Sharia matters. And then you have the Labuan offshore. That is for Labuan, especially the Bank Islam, Labuan offshore when they collapse, and Securities Commission, SSM, Companies Commission of Malaysia, SSM. Okay, this is to register your company. And without registering your company, you are operating illegally. I don't know, last time when I opened my company under my name, okay, only 20 ringgit, but using my name. Okay, if you want to open a company, enterprise company by using different name, like Sago Enterprise ke, that will be a different charge. Yeah, so as CCM. Yeah, this one, banks in Malaysia, okay, must be incorporated and registered with the SSM or CCM. I do. Okay. Don't know, don't want. Okay. Okay, forms of the banks and regulatory authorities. So when you are talking about the banks, you can always refer to this. Tak nak lah. You can always refer to this Bank Negara Malaysia. Financial markets regulations. Okay, so talking about this, all the banks with their authorities, but all these banks, okay, you got to know banks. Okay, commercial banks. You have how many commercial banks? You have commercial banks. Okay, commercial banks. What do you have? Okay, how many do you have for commercial banks? Tak banyak commercial banks. 61. Okay, Islamic banks, you just can click here. Digital banks. Okay, so far free only. Digital banks, not virtual banks. What's the difference between virtual and digital? Investment banks. Investment we have 10. Last time we have 11. Now we have 10. Insurance. Okay, and then some more. Okay. License dah dapat, not yet operating. License dapat virtual, okay, but you're not yet operating. 5 successful licenses. Okay, 5 unsuccessful licenses. Okay, digital banks. So these are the 3. Okay, fine. Okay, so these are the categories. We have the commercial banks, being conventional and Islamic, whereby here in the Bank Negara, they have a split one, okay, between the Islamic and the commercial, conventional. Development financial institutions, DFIs, and domestic systematically important banks, the SIBs. This one is not 6160, 60. Delete one particular number. Okay. Okay. Now, commercial banks, when you're talking about commercial banks, these are the most familiar banks that you have in your country. Being conventional and Islamic. When you're talking commercial banks, they offer deposits product, like your savings account. They offer loans, savings account. They offer loans, whatever loans that you want, then you can get them from the commercial banks, whether conventional and Islamic. The commercial banks, they are a member of PIDM, and all your money deposit in the commercial banks, they are being protected under PIDM. Your deposits under PIDM. Investment banks. You know, okay, I've been here for 10 years, here 7 years, okay, in Utah 8 years, 9 years, can't remember. Okay, investment bank 7 years, I was here. Okay, so for this investment bank, this commercial bank, their regulatory body is Bank Negara Malaysia. For the investment banks, their regulatory body is Securities Commission, regulated by Securities Commission. Co-hand with Bank Negara Malaysia. So when you're talking about the investment banks, they have 2 regulatory bodies. The first is the Securities Commission, but co-hand with the Bank Negara Malaysia. Okay, and investment banks, they don't have conventional and they don't have Islamic, they are all conventional. And all the deposits in the investment banks, they are not protected under PIDM, meaning that investment banks, they are not member of PIDM. Yeah, nama pun investment. Where got guarantee for investment? Okay, that's why not protected. So they can save money lah by not joining the PIDM. If you are joining the PIDM as member, then you have to subscribe and then you have to give premium. You have to pay premium. Investment banks. I love to be in the investment bank because you are not dealing with the customers. You are only dealing with the corporates and the VIP customers. Not so much headache. Because of you. Senang jawapan. Because of you. Investment banks. And then development financial institutions. This is where you have the banks being specialized to develop and promote certain sectors for agriculture, SMEs, infrastructure and maritime. And DSIBs, when you're talking about DSIBs, this is the development systematically important banks. I will go for this, DSIB. It was established in the year 2022. Again, when you have the bucket 2 and bucket 1, these are the major 3 banks. But there is one particular bank who will following suit in joining the list. There is one particular bank who will be joining the list. What is the bank? Okay, carilah bank tu ya. Okay, when you're talking about this DSIBs, there is a framework introduced by the Bank Negara. This framework, COVID-19, topic February 2022. This is the framework whereby the 3 banks need to follow this framework, have to adhere this framework. Okay, when you are talking about DSIB's bank, their loss HLA high loss absorbency must be high. These 3 banks, you know, these 3 banks are the big banks. So there is a condition whereby the bank, that 3 banks must fulfill. Okay, scroll up and down, Okay, when you are talking these 3 banks, you are expecting these 3 banks will be able to absorb shock. Country shock, financial shock. These 3 banks must be able to absorb shocks. If you want to absorb the shocks, if you are able to absorb the shocks, you must have your reserve, enough reserve, enough capital, enough higher loss absorbency. If not, you also collapse, the rest are also collapse. High loss absorbency requirement. Bucket 3 is still empty, Maybank and CIMB is here, and then the public bank is here. A high loss absorbency, meaning that if the country is losing, all the financial institutions are losing, these 3 banks must bail out with the loss, high loss absorbency, meaning that they have higher capital requirement. And then, you see lah, I'm not stressing on the framework. The SIBs. Refer to banks whose distress or failure have the potential to cause this desirable disruption to the domestic financial system and the wider economy. And not only they are bailing out, these are the banks, that will definitely have the severe impact if the 3 banks are also collapsed. So their financial distress or their failure will definitely have the potential to cause our economy, the entire economy will be disrupted in the country. Not only they are bailing out for the others, but we cannot have the luxury of by looking at their financial distress or failure. You can't. You can't see. You can't afford to lose them. That's why they have to be in these DSIBs, so that their capital requirement, their high loss absorbency will be high. Because if they are not making, if they are losing, they have something as a backup. In the others, if the other banks are losing, they also act as a bailout institutions. For foreign banks in Malaysia, to summarize the whole thing, what are the foreign banks that you have in Malaysia? OCBC lah, Bank of China lah, what HSBC lah, Standard Chartered lah, Standard Chartered Sadiq lah. All these banks, can they offer banking services, bank instruments to you? Hong Leong, HSBC, Hong Leong bukan, Hong Leong local lah. HSBC, OCBC, Bank of China, itu Standard Chartered, can they offer you their instruments, their products and services? Can, right? It's because they already got license from MOF. But if you're talking about ECT Bank, ECT Bank from India. Okay, if you're talking about Bank of Nova Scotia, Scotland Bank, Al-Ibdar Bank, Unicorn Bank, got Al-Ibdar Bank, Unicorn Bank. Don't be surprised, got. Okay, but Unicorn, they have already changed the name. Unicorn Bank, Al-Ibdar Bank lah, all the banks which are not familiar to you, but they are foreign banks. Can they offer products, their banks products to you? Cannot, because they are just foreign banks in Malaysia, but they have not yet get license from the MOF. That's why for that particular banks which are not familiar to you, like Unicorn lah, Al-Ibdar Bank lah, whatever it is, last time Asian Finance Bank lah from the Middle East, without the license, they can be here, but they are only taking, or permissible to do all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 activities. In order for them to offer their products and services to us and act as the real bank, they need to have the license from the Ministry of Finance. Without the license, they can only do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Hong Leong local, bukan foreign. Foreign banks in Malaysia. Issues and challenges in financial regulations. Banks failure. For the time being, as for now, we had never encountered banks failure, but for foreign bank, we do. Did you realize they are foreign banks which were operating in Malaysia. They have already retrieved from our banking sector. The Citibank no longer exists in Malaysia. Not only in Malaysia, in many regions in the world, especially in the Asian. Citibank, only remain retail, but their retail has already been absorbed by their retail. Citibank retails, meaning that retail customer, loan lah, savings lah, saving account lah, retail, loans and savings account, deposit accounts, they have already been absorbed by OCBC, HSBC or OCBC? Okay. OOCB, OUB, sorry, OCB, OUB, sorry, OUB. I pun dah pening. UOB, banyak sangat bank, I pun dah lupa. UOB, UOB Bank. I hate my bank. I never had a Maybank punya account. CIMB also I don't have. RHB I got because I worked in RHB before. HSBC I have. I don't. Ada lah personal reasons. I don't like. Big banks memang I tak suka. big banks I don't like. Yeah, that's one. Okay. Oh, banks failure. Okay, we have already seen almost banks failure went into liquidation. Okay, that is the Bank Islam, but it's not committed again contributed by the Bank Islam head office, but the subsidiary, the Bank Islam Labuan. Banks failure for the banks like Bank of Nova Scotia, I think they have already retrieved from Malaysia, and then there are some banks which foreign banks that have already made the move from our banking industry. They cannot sustain. People will say, these foreign banks, they are being restricted in so many ways. People claim that Malaysia's regulations are restricting these foreign banks. They have certain restrictions for the foreign banks to operate as the banks in Malaysia. Do you agree with that? Because of they are retrieving from Malaysia, or they were retrieving from Malaysia. They cannot sustain in Malaysia because of our markets or financial markets and regulations. Do you agree? No. You have to support whether you agree or not. No. It's not because of that. Because there are reasons for these foreign banks cannot sustain in Malaysia. For example, Araji Bank from the Middle East, Saudi Arabia. They are cash-rich banks. Okay, when you're talking about Araji, they are still operating in Malaysia because they are being supported by their head office. Just being there, even though they are not performing. Kuwait Finance Bank. Kuwait Finance never encounter profit, but they are still here. Their office in KLCC some more, Kajang pun ada. KLCC some more. How they manage to do that? Because the support from their cash-rich countries' home banks. That is the Middle East banks lah, but the other banks are not supported. So it's not because of our regulatory bodies, regulations. It's not because of our financial regulations. They collapse because they cannot compete. They cannot compete with us. And then they never gain trust from our market. Our people are not having a confidence in dealing with them. Their costs of operations also here is very high. That's why they retreat. How high is that? I don't know. But they said so. They are not providing the best banking services ever as compared to our local banks. Our local banks sebelum sampai pintu, cik, like that. Bounce like that. Japan. Yes, what can I help you? So lembut one. Dia, what? Sometimes they don't really entertain. I don't know. I never experienced with the foreign banks. It's just joking, It's just for your, I know. Some of you are actually watching BTV lah. Doing something lah. Play with the video lah, for the games lah. This is just like a selingan lah. It's advertisement. So if not, if you feel asleep, this bank's failure. Now, talking about this one, a bank failure occurs when the bank is unable to meet its obligation to its depositors and other creditors because it has become insolvent or too illiquid to meet its liabilities. The bank usually fails economically when the value of its asset declines to the value that is less than the market value of its liability. The insolvent bank either borrows, let's see, the insolvent bank either borrows from the other solvent banks or sell its asset at a lower price than its market value to generate liquid money to pay back their depositors on demand. The inability of the solvent banks to lend liquid money to the insolvent bank creates bank panic among the depositors. As more depositors try to take out their cash deposit from the banks, as such, the bank is unable to fulfill the demands of its depositors on time. This is what happened to the Bank Islam. Those who are doing the Bank Islam, you will know about this one. So when the Bank Islam failed, it created the bank's panic, not only towards the Bank Islam customers, but also jeopardizing the entire financial institutions at the point of time. If I were the Maybank customers, I will also tend to withdraw my money because I'm afraid that the Bank Islam condition will affect my Maybank. So that it created a bank panic. And during this time, what the Bank Negara did was to bail out the Bank Islam. The Bank Negara has already bailed out the Bank Islam with the direction of the with the government of Malaysia. When the government of Malaysia instructed the Bank Islam, instructed the Bank Negara, please take a look at the Bank Negara. Your Bank Negara is having a problem now. So the Bank Negara, what did they do? What did they do at that point of time? They have the preemptive measures, and they tried to bail the Bank Islam. How they bail? They are not forking out their money. The government of Malaysia, they were not forking out their money because the government of Malaysia were running on deficit. Government kita memang deficit, running on deficit all this time. Tak ada surplusnya. American banks also, they were running, the government of America also, they were running on deficit kan. Tak ada surplus. The surplus only the Arab country. Tak ada surplus, deficit. Macam mana nak bail out the banks? The Bank Negara also got no money kan. How to bail the Bank Islam? So what the Bank Negara did with the direction of the government of Malaysia to bail the Bank Islam. So the Bank Negara, what did they do? They asked other solvent banks which had enough supply of money. The solvent banks which had enough supply of money, liquid money, to help banks lah. So what will happen? Do you agree with this? Tak pasal-pasal jadi scapegoat, right? Because of the people. Right? So it's not favorable. So for the banks Islam case, when this thing happen, you ask the banks who are the solvent banks to solve the problem of the insolvent bank. It was not favorable at all. Especially when the funds were coming from, from who? So this is the thing of the bank's failure. So this is the one of the condition we have already experienced in our banking sector. So we need to be very careful. In the future, it could be happen once again. Now, reducing the risk of the bank's failure. When you're talking about the risk of the bank's failure, these are the 5 preemptive measures or mitigation tools which have already been highlighted by the Bank Negara, which are already being put by the Bank Negara. First, the deposit insurance. Second, reserve requirement. Third, the capital requirement and asset restriction, bank examination and certification, lender of the last resort facility. I don't want to go into details of the PIDM. I think you can be well versed with this one. You can always refer to PIDM. The protection for the banks, depositors, and for the insurance depositors or premiers or the subscribers. That will be different. So you have 250 and 500,000, and these are the benefits. What are the objectives and what are the benefits highlighted by PIDM? This one you can just read it by yourself. It's not really important lah, but this is for your market information. Besides this, there are the problems with the deposit insurance and moral hazard. Now, when you are talking about the objectives, promote public confidence in the financial system. That is true. When you are having the PIDM, you are a little bit confident to put your money in the financial system, not to put your money under your pillow. You promote stability in the financial system. Of course, now you are feel safe by putting your money in the financial institutions. The third, you want to enforce and implement regulatory and supervisory framework by promoting incentives for the member institutions to implement sound risk management. Now the banks are more careful, and then they have already had sound risk management practices to be implemented because they don't want to be queries or they don't want to be questioned by the audit or the compliance people coming from the Bank Negara or Securities Commission. That's why they are very careful by handling the deposit money from the public. But having the PIDM, there are pros and there are cons. The cons would be between the protected depositors versus unprotected depositors. Protected depositors, if I'm the Maybank, I know that my depositor will be protected under PIDM. So what I did was, this is unethical and sometimes mismanagement. But when you are talking about this one, Maybank, I got the deposit money from the people, a lot. People in Malaysia, I think they had the Maybank account, all of us. So what they did is that they use or utilize our money, their behavior, by the financial institutions, by taking more risky asset, knowing that their customers are protected. So apa aku kisah like that? I don't care. Because my customers are protected. Wow, so great now. Okay, taking risky asset. That's what happened to Genting Hong Kong. Deposit money, our money, and then how come you lend our money to this someone unsecured? You offer unsecured loan to Genting Hong Kong, our money. Senang-senangnya. Like that lah. Versus unprotected depositors. When you are putting your money in the investment banks, for example, investment bank, they are not protected under PIDM. So all the instruments or the products offered by the investment bank, they are more on the investment products. Talking about investment, investment products, you invest, profits or loss. That's the two things that you encounter. Profit, okay. Loss, then how? Loss lah, not protected mah. Investment banks, not protected. So that creates a moral hazard if you have the PIDM. Second, that will be too big to fail, meaning that the government will be never explicitly appoint which bank they will cover, they will save. No, never in our framework that, if something happen, I will only protect Maybank, CIMB or public bank. And what about the MBSB bank? How about the bank rakyat? How about me as the small, the ikan bilis bank? So they never explicitly say that which banks it was safe. They're too big to fail. It creates a temptation for big institutions to gamble by increasing their operational risk by taking advantage of the protection. Again, so the big banks will take advantage. They know that they are too big to fail. If they fail, the financial institutions will have the shock. The financial system will have the shock. So by hook or by crook, the governments or the Ministry of Finance will be covering these big banks, being Maybank, CIMB or public banks, RHB. Yeah, so these are the banks. Too big to fail. I cannot fail, man. I cannot. Okay, if I fail, also someone will come and rescue me, as you like that. This is the moral hazard created by deposit insurance. This one just skip. Okay, so just PIDM's role in the financial safety net system. Okay. Okay, this one I cannot play. Okay, for my L1 also, I ask them to just go and find the YouTube video with regards to PIDM. Yeah, any YouTube, just for your knowledge. Okay, some people they say, the bank failed. Okay, my coverage, my money is not being protected. That is when you go and find the video and play the video, then you know what is your rights, what is the protection. Okay, statutory reserve requirement. I don't want to touch in detail of the statutory reserve requirement because I will touch this one extensively in the money market. Reserve requirement of the Bank Negara now stands at 2%. Reduce or increase? Reduce. From which year it has already been reduced? What is the purpose of this SRR being reduced? When you're talking about the SRR, what is SRR versus what is OPR? SRR is the interest rate also. OPR, what is that? Interest rate also. One reduce, one increase. SRR reduce, OPR increase. Okay, so what happened if the Bank Negara reduce their SRR? What happened to the banks? What happened to you? If SRR being increased, what happened to the banks? What happened to you? SRR means you banks, you have opened an account with Bank Negara. And when the Bank Negara said you have to maintain statutory reserve requirement at 2%. So meaning that from your capital reserve and your capital, you need to maintain 2%. Put deposit 2% in your bank's account maintained with the Bank Negara. That is statutory reserve requirement. Okay, so when it's already being reduced to 2%, Bank Negara will return back the extra 1%. Because last time it was 3. This time around 2. So meaning that you have extra 1%. The Bank Negara will give back to you. When the Bank Negara give back to you, what happened to your institutions? You have more money, right? What can you do with your money? These are all the things that will be tested. Yeah, will be tested. You have to understand the implications of the statutory reserve requirement to you or to the banks. Capital requirement, this one I've already explained. This is with regards to DSIPs. Yeah, capital requirement, their high loss absorbency. What they need to do, what they need to oblige, what they need to follow based on the DSIPs framework. So there are certain requirements which have already been imposed by the Bank Negara for them to adhere, for them to follow. These 3 banks. Now, impact of the banks listed as the SRBs during that particular time, the share prices have already plunged to the lowest. Not to say to the lowest, to the lower price, but it was just temporarily. Yeah, but during that particular time also, not only that banks having the or experiencing the plunge in the share prices, all the share prices in the Bursa Malaysia, they have already plunged to the lowest. COVID-19, but the share prices rebound after that. So they are not worried because financial institutions, they are very strong. Examination and certification, talking about this. Please take a look at this. This is the institute, okay, cooperating with the Bank Negara Malaysia, offering you the certifications, professional certifications, chartered banker, okay, compliance, PPKM. If you want to become a dealer, yeah, of the bond market, forex market, not equity market, bonds market, forex, funding, money market, you have to pass this exam. The module 1, 2, 3, 4. The textbook that I showed to you from the blue one, from the PPKM, that is from module 1, talking about the regulations. If you want to pass, the first one you need to sit for the first module of PPKM is the regulations. So basically, you have already passed the course lah. If you pass my course with the A+, okay, that is actually module 1 of the PPKM. So senang sikit lah kalau you ambil exam. Miss Ellie has already taught that one. PPKM exam. AICB professionals and many more professional certifications. Not only that, the Bank Negara has already imposed all the banks not to only joining the training, not only attending the conference, but the bankers, they have to acquire professional certifications in order for them to maintain their integrity in their own field. Not only joining the conference, training, no point, no use. That additional, okay lah. Professional certifications, at least you have something. And also, if you have professional certifications, your salary base will be how much more higher. Okay, and then with the professional certifications also, people have the confidence in you. Okay, and then Bank Negara has already established a university for master and PhD in Islamic banking and finance. For those who are taking Islamic banking and finance, you are with Dr. Lee. Dr. Lee got the second master from INSEF, the most reputable university in the world, offering master and PhD in Islamic banking and finance, master in science some more. Okay. The Bank Negara from time to time they have already they were offering certificates of professionalism for all the bankers. This is really important. Why is it so important? Because this is one of the mitigation tools in order for you to sustain financial institutions, for your financial institutions to sustain. To develop your financial institutions, to maintain the stability of the financial institutions. The bank's failure some more. We don't want that to happen. Lender of the last resort, that will be the last thing, the point, whereby your Bank Negara acts as the lender of the last resort. Simply said is that, hold on, firecrackers are here, so noisy. Simply said, if let's say my financial institutions, you are having trouble, you can always come to me as the lender of the last resort. Meaning that the Bank Negara will act as your pa and ma. If let's say you have financial constraint, financial troubles, you will turn yourself to your pa and ma, right? Not your friend, not your girlfriend. For me, not my pa and ma lah, my husband lah. Pa and ma tak ada dah. My mom ada but no, okay, no lah, pa dah tak ada dah, so for you, in order for you to get the financial assistance, for the banking institutions, the lender of the last resort will be the Bank Negara. So here, you will be turning when you urgently need a funds, you are exhausted, of all other options. So that the last options will be the Bank Negara Malaysia. So banks typically turn their head lender of the last resort when they cannot get the funding they need for their daily business. In situation like that, Central Bank acts as lender of the last resort. Of course, when you are taking money from the Bank Negara, the Bank Negara will not giving you the money for free. They will charge you interest. If your pa and ma, still being considerate, not charging you interest, Bank Negara being the parent, they charge you interest. So this one. Some argue that having a lender of the last resort encourages moral hazard, but in some way, it does benefit the financial institutions. Everything got pros and cons. Now, resolution recovery, this one skip. Money laundering. Before we end our lecture, this is the money laundering, terrorism financing. When you are talking about the money laundering, what comes across your mind? The case that we have in our country, 1MDB, right? I don't want to talk further on this case of 1MDB. Still got discounts or more. Whoops. Pardon discount. Whoops. cannot talk about that one. Very serious matters. Okay, very. Okay, no comment, no complaint at all. No comment, not no complaint, no comment at all. Okay, discount some more. Better give 100% discount lah. Yeah, okay, not rather than higher. Okay, half discount. Okay, half. Okay, 50% discount. Got 50% discount lah. Okay, money laundering. This is okay. While you're talking about the money laundering and terrorism financing. Hey, hey, yeah. A warning after this I will report to the HOD. Every time I report to HOD one, this one. Okay? Okay, for the money laundering, if you're talking about money laundering and terrorism financing, in the Malaysian financial institutions, they always been the case of the money laundering. Some cases it's easy to detect. Some cases they are not easy to detect. So because they have already gone through this layering process, from the placement, layering, integration, and back to the economy. The original source could be coming from the illegal source. Yeah, sometimes I got the drug business, and then money coming or the funding coming from Myanmar, for example. Okay, not I'm having the drug business lah. Okay. So after that, you put your money in the financial institutions, some here, some there, some here. Once your money being penetrated in the economy or in the financial institution, it will be very difficult to detect the original source. It's not only the money coming from the drug business in the Myanmar, I can put away straight away, putting it in the financial institutions. It's just that I have a business, for example, here I have a factory selling, producing sambal, for example. And then the factory is having their capital from my drug business. So I've already deposit a pump in my money capital or pump in money, the original capital coming from the illegal source. But when it comes to my factory here, the profit is actually coming from a legal source. You cannot trace. How to trace? They are actually, these people are smart enough to manipulate the laws. When you are penetrating into the financial institutions and then get the process being layered, then it came out to be in the economy. The money has already been circulated in the economy. You will never know the original basis of your source of income. This is how the criminals launder money. You have the placement, initial stage of the money laundering. When involved moving money from its source and putting into the circulation. So this is the placement when you are putting your money. And then after that, layering. The second stage of the money laundering occurs after the ill-gotten funds have gained entrance into the financial system. So they already successfully got into the financial system. And then after that, the integration, the third stage of the money laundering process involve the placement of the laundered money back into the economy and financial system. So this is how the money being laundered. For the financial terrorism, that is more critical on the countries which are very lack of financial regulations. But before we end for this, but just take a look at me. Okay, here, the acts. So this is AMLA CFT. The Bank Negara has already had their dedicated website to combat with terrorism and money laundering. Money laundering and terrorism financing. Fine with that. Hard to detect, as I mentioned, it's hard to detect because they have already gone through these three process or stages of layering, placement, and processing. Now, conclusion, it is well established fact that financial scandals occur in the vast financial system that have already been structured and governance infrastructure, but weak enforcement lead to the non-prudent and unethical management practices. However, it's more important to learn the lesson from the scandals to guide us, prevent, or to reduce the occurrence of the such events in the future. And besides the references which I've already showed to you, the website, you can always look at these scandals, the references that I've already highlighted, the scandals. This one you can take a look at the scandals. But here is the thing that I will really encourage you to look into. He became a millionaire. by having 1 cent. Okay, you go and look at the video. People interviewed him. He is a mastermind. Baca kisah dia, menarik sangat. And then people has already interviewed. After he has already in prison, he was out. Okay, come. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, for your attendance, can you scan or not? Tak apa. Sorry take your time. Can or not? Finish already.
I don't know why. Teams have problems.
Yeah. Can scan or not? Can? Yes, right.
Yes, I have to go here to end the other meeting.
Activated still? Can? You so very slow one.
Very slow. Today I don't know what's wrong.
Very slow one.
Problem. Just I can share screen whatsoever, so I cannot.
So your class not here?
Here.
Okay, fine. I'm leaving. I'm going to end. Bye-bye. My online. Annyeong.